An unexpectedly challenging IMC climb out.
Turn left heading 030.
030, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Quebec Yankee Hotel. I'm not showing your mode C. Are you able to try turning that on?
It's on. I'll recycle it. Stand by.
Alright, thanks.
Testing some very new tech for instrument training.
So I'm putting it into half-mile mode here. So it should, in 15 seconds, it should start to become a half-mile. Is that starting to seem, is it seeming to happen?
Yeah, it's getting like foggy.
Yeah, okay. So I'll put you back to instant VFR.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
That's awesome.
And the biggest ever flying mission and FlightChops production is here.
Positive rate. No chance of landing. Gear coming up.
4,000 miles.
The Greenland stop is a must-have. We need fuel over there.
Filmed over 25 hours of flying.
Absolutely intense departure. Thanks, buddy.
We've all been there. Waking up on a day when you hoped to fly.
So those are some legit hard IMC conditions up there right now. We would have been in the soup the whole time, and this mission was about Blake practicing and me being safety pilot, so I didn't really want to do that from the right seat.
Blake is a longtime flying buddy, and if you missed it, we've already published a series flying his new to him airplane most of the way across Canada. It was an early IFR mission for me just after getting the rating, and he was my first passenger when we flew the newly built RV-14 to AirVenture.
Okay, give me a high five. Yeah.
I'm lucky to have access to a widely variable aircraft fleet currently. My unique experience there was actually the topic of a recent webinar for ForeFlight. I'll share that link via the cards and the description. The joke that I make about the Harvard is it's like the 12-pack from the 40s, right? It's not a 6-pack. It's like, and it's not even standard layout. You go from that to the glass in the RV-14 with the G3X Touch versus the G1000 and the DA62. That's a lot different, right? On that note, stay tuned for the Atlantic crossing teaser. And Bose Aviation recently invited me to share first solo experiences in multiple types. So it's been a lot of fun to review some of the thorough debriefs captured via the FlightChops channel over the years. Anyway, this one is largely about flying Blake's airplane, and as expected, Monday was better, although not excellent weather by any means.
Yeah, when she's trimmed out, it's not... Oh yeah, I know, it's brilliant. It's good, right?
Having filed IFR, we could take advantage of some actual IMC experience for this one.
Yeah, it's a good platform. Once you get the avionics sorted out, this is going to be a solid platform.
ICARUS is a smart view limiting device for improved instrument training. This is not a paid plug, but it's a company run by veterans, and I'm happy to share our first flight with it. Blake has plans to update the panel in this airplane, but meantime, it's great for some legit old school IFR.
So if you want, I'm going to just do this.
Some actual IMC to take advantage of.
Hey, it's S8, cool. Currency, go on to Waterloo.
Now you got to make your own decisions about not to try to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I hope that didn't make you sick or anything, but no, this is real because it's like now you're really going IMC here. All right, pitot heat's on. That's cool.
Hotel Lima Foxtrot, squawk 4744. You said Waterloo next?
Yeah, this is cool. It's going to be brief.
Hotel Lima Foxtrot.
Yeah. And confirm pitot heat is on. Pitot heat is on, yep.
And yes, I am holding a camera, but I'm very aware of my role here, and I'm backing Blake up on the instrument scan. For most of the time that I'm messing with the camera, I'm just framing it loosely with the wide shot without looking at the LCD. There's lots of great learning moments in this one for both Blake, who's nearly ready for his IFR flight test, and for me, heading into my 3rd year with the rating.
Alright, just be playing Staying Alive in your head. Yep.
Shout out to Jason Miller from the Finer Points for teaching me that one, and I'm proud to promote the Ground School app. We'll get back to Blake working on a hold and setting up for an approach. Part of why I felt good about doing this flight as a safety pilot today is that I'd recently had my own stressful, although successful, IMC flight in this airplane. So for this one, it was a super hot day. I was holding short with an imminent IFR departure void time, and of course I got the overheating iPad warning, so I threw it on the floor, hoping to cool it down, expecting that I would probably be in VMC for most of the climb. I considered using my iPhone to get that set up with a Sentry, but then realized I'd never paired it before, so just decided not to bother with that plan. And then just to keep things interesting, the throttle started creeping back on me during the climb because I didn't have the friction set tight enough. I'm not super familiar with this airplane yet. And it started to become clear to me that I was going to go IMC during the climb, which wasn't awesome because I did not have my AHRS backup due to the iPad failure.
Quebec Yankee Hotel identified. Maintain 3000, altimeter 3014.
Maintain 3000. Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Now this wouldn't have been so bad if I got to climb straight ahead despite the bumps, but of course I got tons of vectors and had to really work on my 6-pack scan.
Quebec Yankee Hotel, I'm going to have to get you over the water here. Are you able to go over to the water at, I'll be able to get you at 5,000 shortly.
Well, I'd rather not go too far over the water. Do you want me to stay VFR?
Alright, I'm going to have to take you north of Toronto here then. Turn left heading 030.
030, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Quebec Yankee Hotel, I'm not showing your mode C. Are you able to try turning that on?
It's on. I'll recycle it. Stand by.
Alright, thanks. Quebec Yankee Hotel looks to be working there now. I think you get 2,800 feet. Altimeter again 30. Actually, at Buttonville it's showing 3018.
3018, and you want me stopping at 3,000?
Affirmative, maintain 3,000.
3,000, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Toronto 436. Quarter 386, go ahead. Any chance for a deviation maybe to the north there, just to avoid a buildup? Quarter 386, deviation is north approved, and descend to 4,000. Deviation north approved, descend to 4,000, quarter 386. Quarter 386, when able, proceed direct to field. When able, direct to field, quarter 386. Quarter 386, actually, when able, if you want the RNAV Yankee, proceed direct to Huns. Oh, perfect, direct Huns, we can take that now, quarter 386. Perfect. Quebec Yankee Hotel, turn left heading 330.
Left 330, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
I'm about to bust almost 250 feet above my assigned altitude, but I catch it fairly quickly.
Golf Delta November, contact City Tower 118.2. 118.2, Golf Delta November.
Watch your altitude, dude.
Quebec Yankee Hotel, flighting 300.
300, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
No doubt this was a very convective day, so I was catching lots of thermals inside the clouds and downdrafts between them, so it was a lot of work to maintain altitude.
Quarter 386, increase rate ascent to 2,000. Well, increase rate, quarter 36. Quarter 386, contact City Tower 1182. 18-2, have a great day, quarter 36. Good day. Quebec Yankee Hotel, lost your transponder here. Can you try recycling it, please?
Recycling transponder, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Love this airplane, but yeah, she's in desperate need of some avionics updates.
Quebec Yankee Hotel, you're identified again. Thank you. Climb 5,000.
Climb 5,000, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
And of course, I basically ended up in VMC conditions after I got the iPad and the Sentry set up again for the backup AHRs, so it's definitely a classic case of if it can go wrong, it will go wrong, and if you're not prepared, you're going to get caught out.
Well, that was intense. Classic, man. iPad overheats, so I don't have my backup Sentry, which I have now. Things got busy. Transponder needed to be recycled twice. Felt good about the departure otherwise. Absolutely intense departure. Thanks, buddy.
And back on board with Blake, he's about to face a similar workout. In retrospect, it was probably a little bit too bumpy and windy today for this mission, but he did well.
So bumpy. Yeah. 5 degrees. Weird, this is the first time I heard the rain hitting us. Yeah. I didn't hear it when we were in there.
I'm trying to be sneaky while putting Blake back into simulated IMC after we exited the actual conditions. This thing is pretty cool. You can control how slowly it transitions the visibility.
We'll just go up to 2,000 for Julian.
This is so cool.
Julian for Maxwell. Roger, let me know if you want to climb any higher later on. Julian for Maxwell.
Did that transition feel better?
Yankee Hotel, I am showing a primary target possible aircraft, 11 o'clock, 3 miles, appears to be southeastbound, type and altitude unknown.
Okay, we're looking for my go now. I'm eyes outside. Yeah, okay. The transition was quick, but it wasn't like instant, right? It was like a bit of a fade? Yeah, it was a bit of a fade, but it was pretty quick though. Okay. Like if you're trying to be like insidious and just like slowly fade it in, it failed. Oh yeah, I didn't have it set low enough for that, I don't think. I'll see what I had it at. I'm gonna look for this traffic and then I'll play with that. Okay.
There was so much good learning in this one that I made a version for Patreon supporters, so you basically get to ride along raw while we go through this flight. I can't thank supporters enough for helping create this content, and actually the largest single project I've ever taken on with FlightChops is currently underway, flying across the Atlantic in a DA-62. It's a massive editing project with 40 multicam clips sunk. It's going to be multiple episodes, and here's the teaser for it before we get back to more flying with Blake. The biggest flight for which I've ever been a part of the crew.
Can't not have tea in Scotland. You guys having coffee?
I do have a black coffee over here.
Yeah? But up until now my bladder has been okay.
But now we do have the 4 hours flight.
Don't jinx it
4
now.
hours 15, 4:30 something.
It all starts here.
Yeah, with the roll of fiberglass or composite.
Exactly. Composite, fiberglass, Kevlar.
And one of the largest FlightChops productions.
For every aircraft, I'm working here with the aircraft documents every time.
That's cool. So Mickey is pulling out his airplane. Martin's just finishing up the final prep for the DA-62. This is it. We're gonna cross the Atlantic.
I'm proud to share being a part of this team.
Love it, you guys both get it perfectly on the line.
Yeah. I just saw it from Mickey that you did it on your aircraft, and now I have to do it as well, right?
Final brief.
Final brief.
So you're gonna be 10 minutes behind us, but that's a long 10 minutes. Like you're still on your own in a lot of ways.
I'm on my own, yeah.
Yeah, get in the seats, let's do it. Okay, I'm left seat, so it's time to put away the camera. See you on the other side.
This mission was to ferry 2 aircraft from Austria to Canada.
Atlantic, I'm on my way.
Over 4,000 miles.
How many times have you done this flight, you figure?
I don't know. I stopped counting.
I logged 25 hours left seat and learned a ton flying with seasoned chief pilot Martin.
Positive rate, no chance of landing, gear coming up.
Here, you got some castle down there if you see it.
You want to take it actually so I get some footage?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You have control?
My controls.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a nice castle there over the right.
And it was an honor to be a part of capturing new ferry pilot Mickey, flying this trip solo for the first time.
Okay, so we are in the middle of the North Sea.
Over a lot of open ocean.
Oh my god, Greenland!
The Greenland stop is a must-have. We need fuel over there.
This is still autopilot, I haven't taken it yet. So autopilot's fighting this much, okay. Alright, I'm gonna take it until I get used to what I got.
It's low tide at the moment, huh? Okay, final check. 3 greens. Red light off. Parking brakes is released. Flaps is landing and yeah. Landing on own discretion and here in the ICARUS. You greased it again! Come on!
Love this airplane, man. This thing is smooth.
Welcome to Canada!
Yeah, thanks man. That was awesome.
And congratulations to the crossing!
Woo! Canada, we did it!
I'll be working on this edit over the holidays, that's for sure. Anyway, let's get back on board with Blake and I for a couple more learning nuggets from his flight. So it's a little bit cringy to watch myself try to be a safety pilot and not act like an instructor, but I feel like I was mostly on board for this, trying not to get in Blake's way. I definitely made a few mistakes, which was interesting to debrief here so I could learn as well. Anyway, we are going to be holding inbound on the localizer at 5,000 feet.
So, do you know the trick with the thing with the pickup? Yeah. So if you're, I think I have it memorized that the outbound was, it's a 297 or something for outbound on that. If the inbound on the loc is 119 or whatever. You can look at the plate.
I just want to look at the plate, yeah.
You can do that, but that's fine, do that. I mean, that's the, you're still going to have to do the trick to know what your entry is.
Right.
Hilton, approach. Yeah, just take a minute, go back to the scan, and do things in like portions.
Yeah.
So we're heading toward that NDB to do what looks like a direct entry, and I'm going to make a pretty big mistake as I try to guide Blake through the entry. See if you catch it as it happens.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the needle to flip.
Just remember that if you don't go perfectly over it, it's not going to be like a nice flip.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm going to start a timer here, 2 minutes.
Toronto Center, Foxtrot Alpha Delta Juliet. Foxtrot Alpha Delta.
Oh, that's the one, yep.
Direct line when you're able. Foxtrot Alpha Delta Juliet, climb to 6,000 when we're able. Foxtrot Alpha Delta Juliet.
All right, the needle is starting to move a little bit.
So what's your plan when it flips?
I want to turn right to 297.
Toronto, Charlie Fox, Yankee Lima Delta, just through 7,700, direct Mach 6 to the RNF24. We have no buffer.
I'm going to start my turn now. Center, Roger, and the altimeter is 3011.
Just remember how strong the wind is, so it might...
Mustang, you are cleared RNAV Zulu runway 24.
This is the moment where I almost got ahead of the mistake. And obviously this panel is an old school 6-pack with no GPS, so Blake is doing everything with the needles.
The winds are blowing from the west, right?
Okay.
Yep. Great, one turn.
ATC is about to ask us to change direction in the hold. I haven't learned how to do this with automation yet, but I suspect implementing midway through a GPS programmed hold could be a bit of a curveball if you're not intimately familiar with your avionics. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on that. Interestingly, doing it totally old school for this flight, it was fairly easy to just start doing turns the other way for the next one.
And then when should I start my timer again, now?
Usually it's when you pass the beacon to beam.
Okay,
So,
alright.
that the needle will kind of sort of tell you that.
Yeah.
This is hard today, but you're doing a really good job. And this is also such a pointless exercise when you get into the real world of all the GPS tools, but you can tell the autopilot to just do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't fix the heading indicator, correct?
No, I did not.
Quebec Yankee Hotel, I do have a departure coming off 30 shortly, and the SID takes them on a westbound heading, so next time around make it left turns in the whole.
Roger, left turns on the next circuit, Quebec Yankee Hotel.
Okay.
Alright, so I think I'm a beam.
Hard.
I'm a beam it right now?
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay, starting it.
So don't forget, you need to correct more to the left. This is exactly the heading you flew last time.
Okay,
So I would go like a solid 15 or more degrees.
Okay. That's right, because the wind is blowing from the west.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, you know, I think I know what the problem is.
Yeah.
When you passed the beacon initially, you started your turn right away, which gave you no time on the protected side.
Okay.
You got going outbound, essentially on the localizer, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
You needed to fly for a bit before you turn it.
Gotcha.
Because now this track is looking good.
Right.
So again, thanks to sponsors and supporters. I really could not create this content without the community being a direct part of it. It's a ton of work, and this year actually for the holidays, I'm not going to be able to do the community video that I've done the past couple years because I got to focus on that Atlantic crossing series. And until next time, keep your flight chops sharp.
That was some good work, man. Everything about that was hard.
Yeah.
The downwind approach with all that turbulence. I mean, in retrospect, maybe if we asked for the proper approach, but it just would have meant flying longer. So
Yeah.
whatever. I think you're good. Let's just, when you get a hold of him, I would say cancel. You could just ask for an initial vector at Windsor, and we'll just go VFR if you want. Or you want to stay in the system, it's your call.
Let's stay in the system.
Okay.
Yep.
That was a lot of hood work. That was, this app actually times it. You were 56 minutes under the hood. Oh, that's good, man. And you did really well for all of it. That approach was hard.